What is up, guys? Today we got a Nissan Pathfinder 2014 in the shop. Customer complaint is AC is not working. Well, come to find out, he already took it to another shop. They diagnosed the car. They say the compressor wasn't good, so he brought it here for me to test it out. So here we go. All right, so I'm in the wheel well with the fender liner off, trying to get to this. Look at where they put the tensioner over, guys. This is so ridiculous as a design. Like, I don't understand, like, why. Let me see, what can I even use to gain access to this stupid thing to where it's going to be straight enough to do anything at all. Like, this is a pretty stupid design by Nissan, like literally. And that's not the only one, by the way. Even on the 2.5 engine, they have a similar type of problem. I don't know who designed this car for Nissan, but this is a pretty stupid engineer. Really stupid guy. All right, she's out, not without a fight. I think this is an oil pressure sensor. It has a wire that runs along this little bracket here that's connected to the oil filter housing that I don't want to disconnect because I'm not sure how much oil is going to actually come out of there. So I prefer to go around it. And I was trying to see if it could fit here, but these are not. Don't look like these are removable. These little catches. Even though I kind of, took the bolts off to kind of move them a little bit, but they don't give you too much there, so I don't want to force anything. But eventually I have to drop it down there. But this is, like I said, in the middle of it. This whole piece of hose slash metal into another hose to the oil filter housing, whatever that is. That's right in the middle of your way, and without removing that wire and harness, it would have been a lot more difficult for me. So removing the wire and harness definitely, that's what did it for me. Anyway, so here goes the compressor, the old one. I already tested it. It's not seized up, it's just the clutch is bad, so that's a good thing. A lot of fluid came out of it, a lot of bag oil with the dye. So I guess some people were doing some testing or something, but it was a whole bunch of it. I'm hoping that it's not the hydrolocks because of that. Who knows? But there was a whole bunch of it, and of course because it's upside down, you have to kind of wiggle it around to get it out. Man, it was just pouring out. It's just horrible. I suggest if you're going to do this job, take the plugs from the new one and plug in those ones before you even attempt to take it out of the car, or else you might have a facial there. Anyway, let's check the new one in, compare everything else, and trying to fit it in and replace the O-rings on the lines there. All right, so she's in. Belt back on, everything is supposed to be there. So this compressor comes already pre-filled with 3 ounces. In my experience, that's enough. Only because sometimes you don't know how much was in the system to begin with. Was the system overfilled? You can't tell because you got something in the line, something in the condenser, something in the evaporator. I'll leave it the way it is right now. I'm not going to add any more because I don't know exactly what's going on in it. So 3 ounces in my experience. Whatever's in the condenser is already there. Whatever's in the evaporator is already there. Some of the lines have leaked out because of whatever was going on. When you unhook the line, you get some leaking. So this is how I do it. So I mean, there's, to me, no way to know exactly how much is in the system. There's no way. So if you want to take a chance and hydrolock your stuff by putting too much is one thing, but 3 ounces in the compressor, I think that's enough for the compressor to run efficiently. All right, so now we're gonna run a vacuum, and while I put everything back together, and then we'll get ready to charge up, and hopefully everything goes fine there. Alrighty, guys. Okay, loud noises. It's been vacuuming now, I think, for about 20 minutes. I think it's about time that I stop this vacuuming to check for leaks and make sure that we are where we're supposed to be. Definitely 28 inches of mercury right there on the low side. That's what we want to look at. That's what we want to have. Make sure this is tight. Stop it. Alright, now let's just give it some time. I'm going to be back here maybe another 5 minutes. And hopefully nothing moves because it wasn't leaking before, and I did replace the O-ring, so I think we should be alright. Be back. Alright guys, it's running. Pressures are not where I want them to be yet, especially the low side, but I'm trying something new today. So I'm charging liquid on the high side before I even turn on the car and the compressor. And once once it reaches ambient temperature type of pressures, then I shut off the high side and I charge from the low side only gas. So the difference is when you flip the bottle upside down, it's still doing liquid, and on this side right here it's only gas. So that's what I read up online, that this should be the safest method to charge it. That's my first time doing it this way. We're gonna see. We'll go in there and see if we're getting cool. I'm getting kind of cold, not there yet. Let me give it a few more RPMs. To make sure it's doing its job. It's getting cool, but not where it needs to be yet. So yeah, I never really charged liquid. I never charged on the high side at all, ever. Even though when I used to work in a shop, very briefly, I remember the head tech used to do that. He used to actually charge on both sides at the same time, with the car off. But he had the machine though. But like I said, this is going to be my first time doing it this way. And yeah, we'll see. It's getting cold now. Yeah, let the compressor run a little bit faster, catch up. Kind of distribute the Freon evenly throughout the system. 3,000 RPM. Yeah. Alright guys, let me pause it. I'll get back to you. What's up? Oh my God, I'm so tired, guys. So I'm trying to replace the subframe, the rear cross member they call it. Really, that's a technical term right there. That's a used one. This car is a salvage vehicle because I'm thinking they couldn't find this. This is on back order, and there is no ETA from it. So for it. So if you have this car and you happen to have an accident where this is compromised, guess what? They're going to salvage your vehicle. So anyway, long story short, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to replace the subframe by myself, which I wouldn't recommend. You have to remove the exhaust. Not the biggest job, but still one person. This is pretty heavy. This is heavy enough. It's manageable, but it is heavy. Gotta remove all of the control arms, trailing arms, whatever you call them. These ones got stuck, the upper ones, for some reason. And what's crazy is the other side. I replaced it not even about 3 weeks ago, and the car is not being driven, and I go to remove the ball joint and it's stuck in there. So it's just so I have to remove everything like that. And man, I was planning on dropping the subframe with the upper control arm attached to them. That would be easier to remove from outside, but this was really a pain in the neck. So anyway, now I'm by myself here again. I got a jack under one side of the subframe. The other side is not being supported right now. I'm gonna try to fiddle with it. I'm gonna put my body somewhere down there, or my knees or whatever. Sorry guys, I'm in the picture. Put my knees somewhere and trying to just remove the bolts just sequentially, and hopefully I can manage to do that and put the new another one back on. I still gotta transfer the sway bar link. The sway bar itself, all of the assembly, once I get this down there. But man, oh man, oh man, find a help for this job for real. This is crazy. And there she is. Oh man, I was very fortunate. I was thinking it's gonna give me a lot harder time, but actually came out pretty nicely. And I'm replacing the subframe because this is the side that got compromised right there. Was it? Is it right there? Let me see. Yeah, right there. All of this is where the camber adjustment, or goes. There's a control on that goes right here, and as you can see, this is me trying to straighten it out before. Then I took it to the frame guy, and he told me, no man, just replace it. It's gonna just be better that way. So yep, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it's pretty kind of, I was trying to get it straight. It wasn't like this. It was really a lot worse than what it is right now. That kind of looks straight, but yeah. So here we go, and I'm gonna have to remove the sway bar, put it on there. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'll show you after shot, because I gotta get out of here and I'm extremely tired. Sorry guys. All right, so if you gotta do this job, if you got questions, comments, put it down below. I will try to help you out the best I could. Like I said, straightforward. It's just removing everything that's attached to it. As you can see, I couldn't remove my upper control arm, so I left them on the spindle. So that's going to be very heavy to put back on, but hey, it is what it is sometimes. All right, old subframe, new subframe, bolted, everything back together, quiet, no exhaust leak, even though I'm planning on deleting the resonator. I've seen a video of somebody actually got that done, and wow man, just by doing that, man, the sound that's coming out of it. I'm not going to delete the muffler though. He did delete the muffler as well, but I'm just going to delete the resonator. I'm going to keep the muffler. I don't need it to be like very loud, but I just need just a little bit more. But now this wheel was like basically, like going inward, like towards this side right here, and now it's all straight. I mean, just a slight alignment is needed, but the steering wheel I never knew that if the alignment in the back is messed up, the steering wheel is messed up. This is new to me, honest to God. Yeah, and the steering wheel is straight all of a sudden now. It used to be like really like a 90-degree angle. And just by fixing that, this is just taken care of by itself. This is new to me. I thought this was just the front of it. I guess I'm wrong. So, all right. So now that we got this sorted, that was my part of the job. Now I gotta send it to the body shop to replace the doors, get them painted. Both doors, get the fender. I already got the bumper. I gotta go get the signal lights and everything else, bumper, the fog light housing, all the little accessories. Some couple of connectors that's missing out there. At least the fog light connector, gotta get that done. And hopefully they do a good job in straightening this quarter panel. It's very minimal damage there, not a whole lot. So, and the doors I got some really good used doors with a slight dent right here, very slight. So I'm sure they're gonna, it's not gonna take them too long to fix that up, and there you go. And hopefully she'll be back and better than ever. And then we'll see if we're gonna keep it or if we're gonna end up selling this car. But I like it so far. It got 53,000 miles, and it's a California car. Guys, I'm in Frisco, Texas, about a good 40 minutes from where I live. I'm doing I think this is going to be just a swap on the starter. This is an 05 Honda Pilot. Customer complained, just got here, trying to start the car wouldn't start. So I just got here myself, and when I started, it's what I hear. So that's about it, just a click. So we can safely assume there might be a starter issue, but of course, I would want to turn the engine over just to make sure that we don't have a bigger problem before we go and put a starter on something that might be an engine issue. So let's try to spin the engine. So I'm in the engine bay. First thing first, I'm just checking the oil quickly, make sure we have enough oil, which we do. Okay, so at least if it was locked up, it's not because of low oil maybe. And secondly, we're going to spin the crank, and the easiest point here is going to be the power steering pump. So I'm just going to put my 19mm ratchet right there. I'm going to try to spin it, and it spins. And you can, yep, definitely spinning. All right, so we don't have a locked up engine, so we can safely assume that we have a bad starter. The only thing we got to check now, that's the only variable, is going to be maybe a voltage drop. To be honest with you, I can't check it by myself. I could, but it's just tedious right now. It's extremely tedious to do that. I'm just going to assume that this This starter took a crap and just replaced that. Yeah. But a voltage drop would be the next item. If I had another person that can crank the car for me while I check that would be nice, but I don't. So anyway, so let me go ahead and I guess, you know, you've seen this video 100 times. I just wanted to show you the checks you can do before you get to actually replacing the starter, you know, just basic checks. So let me go ahead and do that starter job and I'll get back to you. Okay, she's out, and that's the replacement part right here. Denso reman. Okay, if you're interested, right there, Denso reman. Okay, so let's go ahead and slap this one on, and I think this was the original starter. Looking at the inscriptions here, it's not definitely from a aftermarket source, so looks like it was the original. Well, if you ask me, yeah, this money's worth. 2005. All right, that new starter's in. Everything is connected. Battery is in. We're gonna give it a try now. We go inside the car. First try. All right, cranks beautifully right there. All right, the car is fixed. Cool. Thank you for hanging out. See you guys on the next video. That's what it takes to get to your air filter on the 2100 Accord. It's pretty stupid design if you ask me. I broke this bottom cover just trying to broke that. Just a stupid ass design. I'm sorry guys. Very frustrating just to gain access to this thing. So I guess you have to remove one screw here and another screw somewhere down there. Then you got to remove all the screws inside of the glove box. You got two here, two hidden ones here behind covers. What else? To remove this lower panel here, you actually got to remove some of the center console, because one of the bolts attached to this lower panel goes right there. That's a screw behind this panel right here, right underneath the you know, center console there. So it's hidden there, you can't see it. So you yank just a little bit thinking it's going to pop off, because it has clips on the side, and then boom, this thing just splits apart. So if it was a customer car, it would be pretty embarrassing now. But very silly design. So I just kind of flexed this thing back to gain access. I don't know what it even takes to remove this entire thing. I'm not even trying to find out. So just this was enough for me to get access and remove that screw, which I'm not going to put back anyway. This is my car, do what I want. That's very, very, very silly design if you ask me. Extremely silly design. I don't know what they were thinking, but I don't think this has ever been replaced. So now how do you even ever get to this stupid door now? Who knows? Does it have tabs? Where are the tabs? Okay, from the bottom. Just kind of. All right. All right. You can see all the gunk in there already. I don't think this ever been replaced since 2001. And not that bad. Okay, no. Yeah, that's the side that I want to look at. Yeah, that's horrible. All right, so that's one. Come on. Oh boy, look at this crap. Gotta come from the bottom. Yeah, so here we go. So this looks like, of course, my evaporator, but again, you couldn't gain access just doing it this way. There's a lot more to do to gain access to the evaporator. That would be sweeter if you can just unbolt it from these screws right here right? Probably the same thing in the back, but yeah, well, you can be, yeah, you can. You have to drop the whole HVAC assembly to gain access to that, but at least taking these things off will give you some type of, hopefully, clarity on what to do. Probably have to remove this box right here. Yeah, I don't have a vacuum, but I want to take out some of this crud here out of here if I could, without relocating it somewhere else that I don't want to, especially going inside the fan or something. So I don't know, maybe I should just leave them alone. I'm gonna get my screwdriver and I'm gonna just, because if I blow it out, it probably won't go into the fan and I'll start making some noise there. But I don't have a vacuum. I see some human hair, bro. That's crazy. All right, let's do that and come back and put some new air filters on. So I decided to run the fan on high speed, and I'm using my little blower here, which is a very handy blower. It is really for keyboards and stuff like that, but it has enough, honestly, to do a lot of, blowing intakes on the go. So it's rechargeable, has a battery, and it's good enough, honestly, for quick stuff like that. I mean, of course, it's not like shop air, but it does the job. So most of it came out, flew everywhere, a combination of this and that. As you see, I'm okay with this. Honestly, I am okay with that. It's clean now. I don't know if you can see. That's really a lot better than what it was. Let me give you some light there. Yeah. I mean, there's some things in the back that I can't get access to, but most of the stuff that was around here is already gone. So I think I'm cool with that. Let me go ahead and fit the new air filter from Pronto. Yep, you won't find this anywhere else because they just come from a local store. And this is, let me see. Oh, that's one of those old school, well, not old school, they still use them. The expansion valves. I'm not sure if I even could replace it from here. No, you can't, probably not. That's impossible. That's not enough room to replace it if you wanted to, but it's right there. Yeah, that's not going to be enough room to replace it from here unless you are extremely skilled. I'm not that skilled, for sure. Alright guys, let me go ahead and fit the new one in. Alright, I'm satisfied with the level of cleanliness. Just put the air filters in. Old ones right there. Yep, I think these were the original ones. Could be Micro Air, made in USA. Maybe not, I'm not sure. Because this, I didn't feel like I broke this. This was broken already. So I guess it was replaced maybe once before. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, long story short, here we go. Let me go now trying to glue this thing that I broke because it just broke. Where Richard? See that crack? So I'm going to try to glue it from the back side. As you see, they got these clips. So literally you should be able to just kind of pop it off, but this is that devil right there on the side. So when you get here, this one gets stuck, and then there you go. Now you're not in trouble. Not in trouble. So let me get some of my Gorilla glue mix and make sure that stays in place. What is up, guys? Last call of the day. 2009 Acura TSX. Customer complained, possibly alternator. I can't keep the car running long enough to test it. They just got a brand new battery. He drove it home, it died. Asked him about the battery light on. He said yes, it was on while he was driving the car. I said, all right, say no more. I'm gonna go and put a new alternator in it. Just like that. Very scientific diag. Little after shot, the car is right there running. And there we go. Oh my God, that was a nightmarish job, man. That alternator was stuck at the bottom, and there was no way to pry to release it. Absolutely nowhere that you can put something solid to pry against. You can risk damaging things trying to pry against. Basically what I had to do is come from the wheel well, a passenger side wheel well, with the long and very sturdy pry bar, which they have at Harbor Freight now. They have the biggest ones now. They're very good quality ones. So anyway, so I use that and pry against the AC compressor pulley, and that's how I was able to kind of lift it off. But just by myself, man, I put all my strength on it. I did whatever I could do. It was not budging. It was just swinging back and forth, but not lifting off, man. It was, oh my God, I thought I was gonna just break something anyway. So thankfully everything went well. So the guy said to me just now, he's a student, medical student, moving to Galveston, which is by the water right there on the border of Texas and Mexico. So wish him good luck, man. Nice boy. All right, guys, signing off. That was Monday.